Hey there, I'm Melissa Batt, the host of Priorities on Purpose, a podcast for overwhelmed women who are tired of going through the motions. You know there has to be more to this life than the cycle of numbing out, scrolling social media, exhausting yourself with a never-ending to-do list, and still feeling like a failure at the end of the day. You have hope that tomorrow will be different, and I'm here to help you make sure that it actually is. I'm a Christian life coach, and on this podcast, we talk all about intentional living, mental health struggles, and tangible ways to be the best versions of ourselves with Jesus at the center. I promise to be your hype girl and biggest cheerleader as I share simple strategies to help you get out of your rut, eliminate distractions, and live the life you were created for. Are you ready to go beyond existing and learn how to truly live? Put your earbuds in and let's get to it, friend.
Hey, friends. I hope you have enjoyed your summer. Before we get into a new season of the podcast, I thought it would be fun just to do a little episode on what's been happening over at our house and to give you a few nuggets on some things that I've learned over this summer and some of the cool things God has allowed me to do, what he has brought me through, and just some cool God moments, okay? And then what's going on with us, okay? So listen, first of all, thank you so much for listening to the Summer Throwback episodes. You guys, I have heard so many good things as we've been going back through and picking out some of your favorite episodes. Thank you for listening to those. It's really important that we stay consistent. Some people might be like, why are you replaying episodes if they're already there? Well, first of all, sometimes we don't want to go scroll to get to the old episodes that seem like they're really, really good or whatever. Also, consistency on the podcast. Having an episode every single week really matters. If I didn't have anything in the place of an episode, then the podcast people would be like, oh, she's not doing this anymore, and they would stop sharing it with everyone. And so again, I just want to say thank you for listening to the Summer Throwback episodes. I hope you have enjoyed them as much as I've enjoyed them, because I think we can know in our head, but sometimes there's like something else going on in life, and even though we've known it in the past and we've experienced things, it's just nice to have a reminder sometimes when life is different than what it was before, right? Now, I want to give you a little teaser on what is coming, okay? So over the summer, while you've been listening to the Summer Throwback series, I've been doing work to make this next season better, and better. I realized there's been something missing in the content lately, and that really is the God-sized dream. You may not know that when I first started this idea of starting the podcast, one of the title options that was in consideration, God-sized dreams made possible. That was going to be the name of the podcast. And obviously we didn't use that. I used Priorities on Purpose, but God reminded me of the God-sized dream. And I feel like over the last season and even the season before, we've talked a lot about the hard work because, again, we can do hard things. But when it's not tied to the vision of where God is taking us, it gets really difficult and it's a lot easier to avoid. Even in Operation Reset, we start with vision and where you want to go, because we will do hard things if we know why we're doing hard things and we know where we're going. We know the hope that is on the other side of the hard thing, right? Like, we're walking this out, number one, because God said to, but also we know where we're going. And so I think the God-sized dream is a huge piece of this puzzle. And so, spoiler alert, we are going to be changing the name of the podcast. It's no longer going to be Priorities on Purpose. It's going to be God-Sized Dreams. And listening to this episode, you get to know that information before the trailer even comes out for next season. So anyways, moving on. Excited about that and have been dying to tell you guys all summer long that there's going to be a name change. It's called God-Sized Dreams now. Love it. I hope you love it too. And I hope you're excited to get back to that aspect of what I've done in the past. The Stuck to Unstoppable workshop, the 12 Weeks to Success workshop, the Operation Reset, all of the stuff that I've been doing for years has all been tied to this idea of your God-sized dream and doing hard things, but doing it for the Lord and for the people that God wants us to serve. And so that part will continue. Now, what else have I been up to over the summer? Lots of networking events. Even this week, I had a radio interview for a Christian radio station here in Central Kentucky. So that was very fun. Bring me all of those. Know someone who can connect me. I'm always nervous before I do it, which I think is typical because I need to do it in God's strength, not my own strength. I can be on cloud 9, like, let's go. By the time the interview gets here, my head is a mess and I'm unfocused, distracted, all the things, and I have to fully rely on God to get it done. And I did, and now I'm like, let's go, bring me another one. I can do this all day long. TV interviews, radio interviews, like so much fun. I would love to do a lot more of those. Okay. The other thing we've been doing is the Move meetups. Those are still going strong. If you're in Central Kentucky, shout out to you. I would love for you to join me. We meet Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to move our bodies. This isn't about exercise. This is about stewardship and worship. Worshiping God through moving our bodies. If you are someone who has struggled with anxiety, depression, fear, overwhelm, so many times it can almost paralyze us because everything feels so heavy. And that is who this is made for. So we have community, we have prayer, we move, we have a very specific worship list. And listen, even if you're not local, if you get on the Move newsletter, once a month you get an email that has a new playlist that we will be using when we meet up locally that you can listen anytime you want. And then we also have a specific Bible verse and a little pep talk for me. So it's completely free to be a part of that. So if you're local or not local, sign up for the Move newsletter. You won't be sorry. Okay, friends, and now for the biggest lesson I was reminded of over the summer. It's really profound. You're going to laugh when you hear it, but it's so true, and I can't tell you how many times I miss the obvious. Are you ready? Seasons change. The season you are in will not last forever. So here's where we're at. A few years ago, if you had told me I would homeschool my kids, I would have laughed. I thought that would never be me, and yet one day I felt God clearly nudging me to do it. And as a mama who loves to achieve, chase goals, and stay busy, it honestly felt like God was asking me to lay down my job, my dream, so I could focus 100% on being with my kids. And that's not what I wanted to hear. I remember throwing myself a little pity party and literally crying over the idea. Not my proudest moment, but it's the truth. I wanted it to be a year of growth and achieving all the things that I felt like God had placed in my heart. And I remember clearly God telling me that it wasn't going to be a year of growth. It was going to be a year of healing, but it was also going to be a year of following, submitting, and being where my feet were in that moment. At that time, I wanted growth in my business, more income, more impact in the world, but God told me no. He asked me to focus on my family, and he made it clear that the business growth I was praying for wasn't going to happen until I obeyed. And that was hard to hear, but it was necessary for where I was. And here's the thing. While it felt like it would last forever, it didn't. Spoiler alert, my homeschooling season has finally came to an end. This year, my younger two kids are officially back in public school, thriving and living their best lives. And looking back, I can see God's hand all over it. That season of surrender wasn't wasted. It taught me to trust him in the waiting and reminded me that the season you're in today will not last forever. Like, listen, journaling, there's so much goodness, so much healing that can come when we journal with God. And so, in my journaling, what I've recognized is, while I just wanted to serve and share Jesus with people and help them get free, God loved me enough to help me get free. And so while, yes, I've been focusing on my family in this season more so than I ever have. I wish I could say I was that good of a mom with my older two boys. It's hard still to talk about. I think I'm still grieving what I missed in that season and what was sacrificed, but I also am very thankful that what the enemy stole, God will give it back. He is going to restore all of that time that was lost in the seasons when I bought the lies of the enemy, that hustling and making money and achieving was all that it was, when really the truth was I was neglecting my family, right? And so it's bittersweet for my older two, but the time that I had with my younger two, it wasn't just for them, it was also for me. It has been a time when God has allowed me to recognize how much he loves me, that he loves me enough to allow me to just sit at his feet and glean from his word without needing to go pour out to other people. That if I did nothing else for the kingdom, he still loved me. And that's the season that I have been in over the last couple of years. It's also the end of summer. We're moving into fall. And so I want to remind you, seasons change. I don't know where you are today, but you do. And I want you to know whether you're in a season of thriving or maybe you're in a season of waiting, whatever it is. The challenge is to be where your feet are, to know that where you are, there is purpose, even in the hard. Sometimes it's not that God caused it, but there is still this reality check of recognizing that he allowed it. And in it, there is purpose. And that's a hard message that the church don't like to talk about. And it's even uncomfortable for me to talk about. But at the same time, I recognized in my life, like, that's how much he loves me. And that he is all-knowing. He knows. And man, it just feels so good. I also thought I would share a little bit from my journal today. This is a August 7th, 2025 journal entry when I just talked to God about the season change. And I thought it would be helpful and, I don't know, serve you maybe to hear in the moment of where I was. It says, "It's crazy how fast time flies. I remember last year when you asked me to surrender my plans for growth and focus on fully following you. It was a painful process for me because as much as I love them, I don't feel like I mother well. I'm not naturally a nurturer, and discipling them is hard work. It is so hard. Most of the time, it's the last thing they want to do, and it seemed like a season that would never end, and yet it did. And here we are. And I'm now grieving what I have lost and regretting the time when I had missteps. Help me today to use my time well and connect with them in a way that always uses the most of my time." We want to rush and get to the next thing. And there's so much goodness in the season we are in if we'll just look for it. It is painful to know where you're going and you just want to get there. Let's say you're going to Disney World. What I remember the most from all of our vacations isn't so much about what happened at Disney World. It's about the laughs and the things that we did in the in-between. You know, the funny conversation we had, the playing games in the car. Those are the things that I remember the most. And so I want to challenge you today, and this is something that Like, I constantly just pray. I'm like, Lord, help me be where my feet are. Today I'm recording, it's September 8th, and I'm just adding this little piece into this podcast episode. And this week, it's wedding week for my second child. I have one that's married, another one that's getting married this week. And I'm like, Lord, just help me be where my feet are. I have a lot of family coming in, and there are times when I would think, well, I've got to work. I have things I need to get done. And God has shown me so much over the last few years of like, what is more important? Spending the quality time with the people in your life that really matter, or checking off the thing that's on your to-do list? That thing that is coming up, while yes, is important, and some things still have to get done. Some things will always still need to get done. But the majority of it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, friends. And so today I just want to pray with you and say, let's be where our feet are in the season we are currently in, because there are lessons that God wants to teach us. There's healing that can come when we surrender. And there's also some amazing ministry moments, miracle moments, and memories just to be made with the people that are in our lives. I always have to say this when it comes to goals and stuff. We don't live in a bubble. And if we did, we would get everything done on our list, because there would be no distractions and no disruptions. But the truth is we don't. And what a gift that is. Because God has given us community. He's given us spouses. He's given us family. He's given us friends. He's given us children. Those are the things that really matter. Before you can impact the world, we must first impact those who are in the rooms with us. Those who are in our backyard, those who are in our front yard, and those who are under the same roof. And so that's my prayer for you today. And that's the lesson that I want to leave you with as we wrap up season 2 of the podcast. I hope you will join me, and I will see you in season 3 of God-Sized Dreams.
Hey friends, that's it for this episode. If you found value, I would love it if you could take a couple of seconds and leave me a quick review. While it may seem super simple, it is so beneficial and gives me the opportunity to help more women. Also, take a screenshot and share it on social media with your biggest aha today. Don't forget to tag me at Melissa Batt Official so we can connect. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, friend, keep walking it out one baby step at a time, because God's got you.